But for the worst WWE action figure in my collection is... What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on Reno Reviews. And today I am bringing you guys a brand new video. Today I will be showing you guys my top 10 worst WWE action figures in my collection. I know I have yet to show you guys my full collection, but that video is going to be coming out very soon. I just need to buy a new shelf, that way I could display all my figures nicely. I do have a lot of good action figures, but I also do have a lot of figures that I don't really like, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. Just don't forget, we are doing the Ultimate Edition Undertaker giveaway. This giveaway is going to end in about 5 days, so make sure to check out the description on how to join if you haven't joined already. But without further ado, here are my top 10 worst WWE action figures in my collection. At number 10, we got the new Elite 109 Damian Priest. The reason why this is number 10 is because I don't really like his attire, and I don't really like his head scan, and I feel like the legs are always super wobbly on this figure specifically. And the worst part about this figure, if you guys do have this figure, I don't know if you guys have checked out that his height is inaccurate. Here's an example. Here we have Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, and here is the height difference between them. And that's not really the height difference in real life. They're about the same height in real life, so I don't really like that the height is inaccurate. But at number 10, we do have Damian Priest, so now let's move on to number 9. At number 9, some of you guys may not agree with me, but at number 9, we have the SummerSlam Wave Kane. The reason why I do not like this Kane is mainly because of the head scan. I don't really like this cartoonish looking head scan. In my opinion, this doesn't even look like Kane. This looks more like Mr. Clean. And also the legs on mine are a bit crooked. I don't know if you guys could tell, but mine came like that. So let me know in the comments down below if you do have this figure, if your figure came like that too. But other than that, now let's move on to number 8. At number 8, we do got the Legend Series Muhammad Ali. The reason why I put this at number 8 is simply because this figure is just boring. I personally prefer the Mattel Creations one. I don't know, I just don't really know what to do with this figure, because he was really only in WWE once, and I know that he did get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Other than that, I don't really have much to do with this figure. It is a pretty cool figure to have displayed, but let me know in the comments down below if you guys disagree with me on this being number 8. But now let's move on to number 7. At number 7, we do got the Elite 54 or 56 AJ Styles. I'm not sure what series this is from, because I got this a long time ago. But the reason why this is number 7 is simply because of the torso. I feel like every AJ Styles figure that has this torso gets ruined just by the torso itself, because let's be honest, AJ Styles is more jacked than this in real life. Nobody really wants the AJ Styles figures to have the Daniel Bryan torso, because this is way too skinny. Here I'm going to compare it to the Ultimate Edition one. In my opinion, the Ultimate Edition one is way more accurate than this very skinny AJ Styles, because AJ Styles is way more jacked than that. But if this would have had this torso or any other torso that's bigger than this would have been the perfect figure, because this attire is very sick. I really wish they would have made this Ultimate Edition figure with this attire instead of this one. But other than that, AJ Styles Elite 54 or 56 sits on number 7. And at number 6, you guys let me know what you guys think about this, because I really want to like this figure, but it just doesn't do the job for me. We got the Ultimate Edition Kurt Angle. The reason why this sits at number 6 for me is simply because of the torso, man. This torso is not it for this figure. And also the head scan. Like, what is this? This is not Kurt Angle. This is like some Family Guy looking character. It looks too cartoonish, doesn't really look like the real Kurt Angle. This torso does not fit well on Kurt Angle, and that is why it sits at number 6. But this attire is pretty sick, but it just doesn't do the job for me. But other than that, this is my number 6. And at number 5, I know a lot of you guys have probably forgotten about this wrestler. I haven't, because I feel like he was a very funny guy. At number 5, we have James Ellsworth. I forgot what series this is from, but I do remember picking this up at Toys R Us when they came out. This figure would have been perfect. This would have been such a great figure if the height wasn't so bad. What I mean by the height being so bad, guys, is look at this. AJ Styles and James Ellsworth are the same height. I know AJ Styles is only 5'11", but I'm pretty sure James Ellsworth is not taller than AJ Styles. I'm gonna give you guys another example just so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Here we have Drew McIntyre and James Ellsworth. They're almost about the same height. You know what? Perfect height comparison with this figure would be Damian Priest, because I know that they made the Damian Priest figure very inaccurate with the height, and James Ellsworth too. So let's see the height difference between these guys. There you have it, guys. They're literally about the same height, and I'm telling you right now, James Ellsworth is not 6'5" like Damian Priest. And when I take off his shirt, you guys can really tell how long of a torso they made for this figure. I think because this is a new body mold, this is a body mold specifically for this figure, they probably had to make it a bit longer because of how skinny and just how weird it looks. But if the body wasn't so bad, this figure would have been perfect. Other than that, this figure sits on number 5 for me. And number 4, we do have the Ultimate Edition Bret the Hitman Hart. Okay guys, don't get me wrong, his attire is very sick, his attire is perfect, but the only problem with this figure is, you guys guessed it, the face scan. Who is this? This is not Bret the Hitman Hart. I don't know who this is, but this does not look anything like Bret the Hitman Hart. I feel like most Bret Hart figures do have that problem where the face looks very inaccurate. It's not as bad as the new Ultimate Edition Monday Night Wars one, but this figure is pretty bad too. If the face scan wasn't so bad, I think this figure would have not been in my top 10 because the attire is pretty sick. I really like the pink on it. Other than that, that's the reason why this figure sits at number 4 for me. And now we're getting down to the last 3 guys. So at number 3, I do have the Top Picks Goldberg. I do not like this figure at all. I think this figure is very boring. I don't like the head scan on this figure, and I don't like that mine came with this bald extra piece of plastic on this head. I feel like it ruined the figure quite a lot because that really bothers me. I feel like the Ultimate Edition one is way better than this one. If this figure would have had better chest hair and a better face scan, it probably would have been very cool to have it as a go-to figure because this looks like the typical wrestling attire. But other than that, this figure does sit at number 3 for me just because of how boring it is and because of the head scan. Number 2, this might be very controversial for you guys, but in my opinion, this figure is terrible. At number 2, we have Elite 34, I believe, John Cena. The reason why I do not like this figure at all is because of the head scan and the body. I feel like this body is way too small for John Cena. John Cena was a bigger guy, and this is pretty lean. I know he looks pretty ripped in real life and in this figure, but I feel like this body mold is way too lean for John Cena. And the head scan, man, this is terrible. This is not John Cena. This is like a bootleg John Cena, but you can always switch the head scan to make this figure a lot better, but in my opinion, this figure is terrible. And honestly, I like the Top Picks one that just came out like last year better than this one. But yeah, other than that, this sits at number 2 for me. And last but not least, guys, the number 1 spot for the worst WWE action figure in my collection. If you guys guess what the worst figure in my collection might have been right, make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. But for the worst WWE action figure in my collection is Elite 25 Brodus Clay. I do not like this figure at all. I do not like his attire at all. This does not look like a wrestler. He has some T-Rex design on the back which says Funkasaurus. I never really liked that gimmick. His head scan looks very that does not look like Brodus Clay. I really like that Elite Brodus Clay, the one with the red attire, but this figure is not going to do it for me. He did come with some white pants and an orange shirt, but those accessories were pretty bad too. Yeah, I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about this figure, because in my opinion, this is probably one of the worst figures that Mattel has released. But other than that, that is my number 1 spot for the worst WWE action figure in my collection. But overall, guys, these were the worst WWE action figures in my collection. Let me know in the comment section down below if you disagree with me and what figure you disagree with me on. Don't forget, guys, that we're doing the Ultimate Edition Undertaker giveaway. This giveaway does end on September 5th, so make sure to check the description on how to join if you haven't joined already. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And those are my worst WWE action figures in my collection. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and I will see you guys in the next one.